Alright, hello everyone, it's Diamond Legend here, and today we're going to be talking about a brand new what if scenario. Pretty much it's a sequel. This one is called What If Majin Buu Absorbed the Supreme Kai Part 2. Now, the reason why I want to come back to this one is because I felt like there was a lot of potential with this what if scenario. And plus, I felt like there was a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of things that would be interesting to bring up. Also, keep in mind that as the time goes on, I will be making sequels for the other what if scenarios as well. I decided that I didn't want to leave them off as a little bit of a cliffhanger. I wanted to give them proper conclusions. And for today's what if scenario, I have What If Universe and Tylearn with me. And today we're going to be talking about today's what if scenario. So, without wasting any more time, let's go on with a quick recap. So, Supreme Kai can't take Gohan to the world of the Kais, since Buu absorbed him. Kibito won't take Gohan to their planet, since he believes that the mortals don't belong there. Also, the Elder Kai will stay in the Z-Sword as well. After Buu absorbs the Supreme Kai, he will be given the name Supreme Buu, instead of the Supreme Majin in this one. Babidi explains to Vegeta as to what has happened with the Supreme Kai, and that he has been absorbed by Buu. Majin Buu obtains the memories of the Supreme Kai, as well as having his abilities too. So now that you know the highlights of Part 1, you can now get on to Part 2. In the original, Majin Buu decides to let Vegeta batter him around, since it doesn't have any effect on him. This version of Vegeta is a little different though. Since he's been told by Babidi that Supreme Kai was absorbed, Vegeta, knowing the power difference, decides to hit Buu a lot harder than usual, but to no avail. Vegeta knows that there is a chance Buu could absorb him too if not careful, so he chooses to keep his distance and launch a barrage of energy attacks. This is where Shin's abilities come in. Buu uses the invisible eye blast technique in order to prevent any of Vegeta's ki attacks to hit him. Vegeta continues to keep his distance from Supreme Buu, but Buu, seeing what Vegeta is planning to do, decides to pull a part of himself off in order to catch Vegeta. Buu manages to catch him and begins torturing him with several punches, much like in the original battle between the two. Meanwhile, Piccolo and Krillin are free from Dobora's Spitstone attack. Piccolo asks for Kibito to do something, but Kibito says that even if he stopped Supreme Buu, that he would end the universe by his death. Piccolo keeps questioning, but Kibito is not the type to reveal secrets really. Actually, Kibito says that Supreme Buu seems to be pretty lazy and is not even trying with his attacks. However, damage was being done. This makes everyone realize that Supreme Buu obtains traits of the victims it absorbs. This puts Kibito in a rough spot, to think that if he were to remove Shin, then Majin Buu would come back to attack them.
Elsewhere, Babidi desperately threatens Supreme Buu to obey orders, but Kibito kills him to make sure that he isn't trying. This makes Vegeta regain control over himself and he's freed from the brainwashing. Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan, then a Super Saiyan 2. And then finally, he transforms into the long-haired Super Saiyan 3. He decides he wants to fight Supreme Buu since he wants to have some fun fighting him, but he also wants to give everyone else some time to find the Dragon Balls. Vegeta jumps in, while Goku, whose transformation starts to fade during the fight, and all of this energy is unleashed from the Super Saiyan 3 form, startles everyone across the planet. During this battle, Goku is able to obtain the upper hand, but cannot keep up actually, due to all of his hits not creating any some sort of permanent damage to Supreme Buu due to his regeneration factor. Supreme Buu just decides to toy with him and messes around. Even Super Saiyan 3, he's still able to keep up eventually. To avoid taking damage, he ends up deciding to use Vegeta as a ragdoll and take a few punches for him. But Goku eventually has to suppress himself to avoid trying to actually hurt Vegeta to a point where they might not be able to help him out, and also to prevent him from dying. After a while, Trunks finds Dragon Radar, and after Dr. Bruce tells him that it was in one of the capsules they happen to have on his persons, Goku senses him returning to the lookout, and Goku and Vegeta are in their normal states at this point, admitting that even together they can't defeat him, but luckily, he got bored and decided to make a house, and they were very off-put by this, but at the same time, they didn't mind. Supreme Buu, after a fight, went to wait a bit. and he decides to use his telepathy to keep tabs on everyone, since it seems like in this time, Goku begins to actually have time to teach Goten and Trunks how to do the fusion dance due to all the extra time that's being given here, and there's less urgency since Supreme Buu simply wants a good fight, and he's willing to wait a lot longer than the original Super Buu. It will take a while to learn fusion dance, and a lot more time than Goku originally had when he first learned it. However, with the Super Buu again being a bit more peaceful and taking some traits from the Supreme Kai, and he's not really trying to kill anyone at the moment, they managed to actually master it more easily. Trunks, after finishing up and finding all the Dragon Balls, returns to the lookout once again. Goku says that he's running low on time. Eventually, Piccolo tells Goku that Super Saiyan 3 transformation is a short transformation, and it isn't his battle to win. Piccolo tells Goku that when he returns to Otherworld, that if he sees Gohan there, Piccolo asks Goku to tell him that he's proud of him. Goku is shocked, thinking that Gohan was just unconscious, but however felt Supreme Kai there to help them. He basically just bled out because of internal bleeding. With the Dragon Readers, if Goten and Trunks continue to practice their fusion training, but before they have Goku leave, they ask to see his Super Saiyan 3 transformation. Goku reluctantly agrees and shows the two of them his transformation and has them to promise that they'll train harder. However, Super Saiyan 3 transformation decreases Goku's time on Earth, so when he arrives at the lookout, he's already too late, as fortune teller Baba tells Goku that his 24 hours are up. After arriving at Supreme Buu's house, since he decided to wait because he was bored, Mr. Satan befriends the pink creature and even convinces him to give up on killing. Supreme Buu says he simply wants a match that can compare to himself, and he would simply be happy with that, since in this timeline, having Supreme Kai's personality, he's a bit more laid back than Super Buu would be. Kibito is also there to make sure nothing bad happens, so we won't have Evil Buu appear, while the Z Fighters are trying to figure out plans to save Shin, since they have to do that first before they can defeat Majin Buu. Dende hatches a plan that telling them that they could just kill Supreme Buu, potentially, and have Kurunga revive Shin, thinking that it could be possible. But he says that it might be easier just to wish maybe having Supreme Buu turn good, or someone else. Or try to wish out Supreme Kai and take out Majin Buu. But he doesn't mind either outcome, and he says that they both should be possible. Piccolo says that his job as Guardian might be similar to the Kai's roles, so he says that they should be able to kill him and have Kibito become the new Supreme Kai, after knowing what his role in the universe was. So even if they do fail, they have something back up to. So, to prevent casualties, they decide to get the room of Spirit and Time ready, with Gotenks raising his energy to draw out Supreme Buu.
Supreme Buu uses Kai to go to the Room of Spirit and Time. Gotenks goes SSJ, and they begin their battle. Originally, Trunks and Goten had earlier made a plan to drag the fight out as long as possible to make their victory appear more dramatic, but knowing they are Earth's last hope besides Vegeta, they decide to take the fight more seriously. Meanwhile, Vegeta is doing gravity training at Capsule Corp and trying to obtain Super Saiyan 3, thinking as a last resort, he could rush in there and take out Supreme Buu if Gotenks couldn't. Gotenks gets serious during the battle. Gotenks proceeds to use super effective attacks such as the Galactic Donut and the Super Ghost Kamikaze attack, which is actually pretty effective on Supreme Buu and does significant damage. Gotenks decides to try and end it by revealing his secret weapon. He then transforms into a Super Saiyan 3, and Gotenks and Buu then continue their fight, completely destroying the Room of Spirit and Time in the process. Gotenks being slightly above Buu, and with Supreme Buu also being more injured, near the end of the fight, a beaten and battered Gotenks gains control of the fight and leaves Buu at the brink of death. Supreme Buu begs for his life, stating that if he were to die, the universe would end, and Gotenks, not buying this, decides to actually just kill him off on sight, and he does manage to kill him, causing shockwaves across the galaxy and even the universe. With the death of Supreme Buu, the day seems to be saved, but Kibito is really pissed off about it. They then question if he can become the Supreme Kai now potentially, and he would then say that's not how the Kais work and he can't really do that. So Dende telepathically communicates to King Kai to ask have Mori summon Porunga on New Namek. Porunga is summoned and they attempt to wish back the Supreme Kai, but this does not work. King Kai is a little bit in shock because he thought this would be possible. Porunga then explains that he cannot interfere with the fundamentals of the universe, such as to bring Shin back to life. So eventually Kibito would check on Whis, who is frozen due to the death of Beerus. He fears that the end of the world is near, and he knows what is going to happen. The universe without the Kais and gods will simply fall apart in no time, and so he decides to return to the Kaioshin realm to await the death of the universe. However, everyone else is happy that the Earth was saved, though Piccolo now regrets his action. Now, 4 years later, and the Beerus Saga would then take place, and the Beerus Saga would not actually happen because Beerus is dead. And so Bulma's party is not interrupted and everyone just kind of vibes out and has a good time. The Golden Frieza Saga, aka the Resurrection F Saga, happens, and in this timeline Frieza actually wins. Super Saiyan 3 combined with Vegeta Super Saiyan 2 and even with Gotenks in the mix, it's not enough to even push Golden Frieza an inch. Heck, it's not even enough to even push base form Frieza by the Resurrection of F arc, who surpassed the likes of Super Saiyan God Goku. So yeah, this Frieza just quickly dispatches everyone on Earth, and he actually wins this saga. So yeah, the Z Fighters are now killed off. However, he has trained for a different reason, because he knows that the children of Goku and Vegeta managed to kill Buu, rather than knowing that Goku killed Buu, since that's not what happened in this timeline. So he actually did train for different reasons. Now, when Gotenks and Frieza have their first fight, despite the fact that Gotenks is losing pretty badly, he refuses to give up, which leads to Frieza strangling him to death. This makes Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3, but even with Vegeta's mastery of the form, Frieza decides to blow up the planet out of spite after defeating Vegeta. Now, with Earth gone, we would move to the Universe 6 Saga, which would not happen since Beerus is dead, and the Goku Black Saga would literally be one episode, which is Trunks in his time machine ends up in a void of space, and Goku Black suffocates in space after his time jump, and the Universe Survival Saga will simply not happen. And as far as the Broly movie, eventually Frieza would have gone to Vampa to conquer it, or send someone else to check the planet, and Broly and Paragus would help Frieza, but they would slowly vanish into dust as Zeno erases Universe 7, since Zeno thinks he did the right thing due to the end of the universe with an extreme low mortal count. And that is where we are going to be leaving things for right now. So what did you guys think of this What If? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Let me know down in the comment section below, or let Diamond know in his comment section below, because me and What If Universe, this is actually not our channels, and we actually have our own channels. If you guys liked hearing our voices and wanted to check out our What Ifs, be sure to check out us down in the description. I'm Tylearn, and What If Universe should be down there as well. And this What If was really fun to, do. Also check out Diamond's video, Is Light Yagami a Hero or Villain? It was a long project that him and What If Universe, I believe, worked on. So I'd like you guys to go check that out, or he'd like you guys to go check that out. So, sorry for this confusing outro, guys, but my name is Tylearn. We're gonna get up out of here. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching.